I reckon a lot of people just know by watching this that this technique will help that spot in their body
because it's so slow and thorough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just need a hand.
A lot of massage videos out there, it's that fast, flowy.
There's no tailoring.
Remedial style or relaxation style.
Nah, it's not detailed.
Yeah.
When you've got specific spots, you need that specific spot engaged with and worked in a manner that's going to clear it. So that's what it's about.
G'day guys, Jason and Indra and SpongeBob's back today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a little case study that I had with a client yesterday. So junior athletes or younger people that are playing multiple sports. So the client that I saw yesterday was playing basketball and Aussie rules football, and so he's playing multiple different sports. So he's doing his school footy, he had local footy, and he had basketball, and he'd been presenting with knee pain on both sides, and they thought it was just growing pains. But when I got him in and did a bit of an assessment, getting pain just when he was walking upstairs, pain with any sort of running and increased load. And then when I also got him up and even got his hip to about 90 degrees flexion, and he'd had pain through his quad already. So had a lot of limitations in his ability to move. Knee flexion was also decreased. So yeah, lots of pain sort of through the front here at this patella tendon. And no one had actually treated his pain. So he'd been to a few physios and they'd sort of addressed some issues that he had down his leg, but they hadn't actually had any work done on the knee or around the knee or had a look at the quads. They just said, no, it's just growing pains and just it'll calm down. But with that amount of tension and that amount of training and load and games that he's playing, I think it was just a lot of quad work that was overworking and maybe some limitations through his hips and his glutes through some of the assessment that we did. So I'm going to show you a bit of what we did in his session to try and help him out. So we can start just above the knee and then we work down into the knee here. So I wanted to get into the quad tendon because I identified that there was a lot of tension and pain coming from the quad. So I wanted to address that first just to offload this patella tendon rather than going straight to where that was really tight and sore and that was where he's feeling a lot of the pain. I wanted to see if we could calm some of that sensation down first. Because when I was working through the quad, there was a lot of referral pain coming down into that site that he was feeling. So just starting in that quad tendon and just hooking in, doing a bit of a broader stroke. So you can either work up from the knee or sometimes down from the hip. So I sort of worked both directions so that I could work the fibres in different ways. And then we're just getting feedback of what the client was feeling at the time. But yeah, when you're dealing with junior athletes a lot of the time and they are playing multiple sports and they're training a lot, obviously when you're younger you generally think, recovery is a lot easier so you can just play and train and don't have to do too much. But yeah, when you're working with basketball and Aussie rules where there's lots of sprinting, jumping, landing, lots of load going through the knees and through the legs, there's probably not the amount of recovery that's put into it for the demand that the body was going through. So they'd put it down just thinking that it was standard growing pains because he'd grown quite a lot over the summer. But then they weren't looking at how much training and games he was playing and that sort of thing. So it's really important to have a look at the muscles and have a look at what the client's actually doing that could be recreating the pain or causing the pain. So through our assessment, that's what we came up with. And the fact that no one had actually worked on the quads or had any sort of look at the knee and had just put it down to simply growing pains is, they're missing out on a lot of opportunity to provide some relief. So just working some different lines. So the first one, we're working straight up that rec fem. Then we're going to work a little bit more through the vastus lateralis here.
Anatomy king.
Anatomy,
look at him go.
Just trying to work him.
Yeah, practice.
We're talking about practice.
True. Reminds me of Jarek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do have some.
A little bit of discomfort there.
Yeah. Old corkies in there.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot of tenderness that we found sort of in this mid-quad with my client yesterday, and that was referring down into the knee. So we just sort of stopped and pinned it and held it and melt through those layers. And when you're working with a younger person, you've got to keep sort of communicating, and sometimes you're talking to their parents as well because they're in the room wondering what's going on as well. So it's always just really important to explain why you're doing what you're doing and what they can be feeling, and saying, oh, is that actually going down? Because sometimes they don't really understand what's going on with the body. So I'm going to flip around now and work down the quad now. So just so we can, because we identified that there was tightness up around the hip as well, so I did want to clear out from the hip because we're thinking that the quad's also stuck and anchored up into that ASIS where the rec fem attaches, but also really anchoring down at the knee. So I want to clear out both directions. So starting with the palm, I'm going to do more lateral line because Ninja felt it more there. But yeah, with this particular client, it was just working through that whole quad because everything just felt stuck and fused together. So the other thing with the quads is there's obviously 4 quad muscles in there, and sometimes those muscles, yes, they're all sitting in there together, but they're all sort of in separate little fascial pockets. And so sometimes those fascial pockets get stuck together and get really adhesive, so the quads ought to get fused together. So you still want to be able to feel and differentiate the different muscles within the quad, but then when they're really stuck, they just feel like one hard ball, and that's when you sort of get some dysfunction and some pain through there. So with our treatment, we're trying to sort of break down those calcifications and where those tissues are sort of stuck together. So then you can actually get better activation and better potential out of the quad.
It's a bit there.
Yep. So yeah, typically this vastus lateralis and ITB fascial line is the one that gets most sticky and fused together. So yeah, we don't always do a lot of work directly on the ITB. It's more focusing on this fascial sling that's sort of that anterior 45 line. So yeah, your vastus lateralis and in between that ITB. So you can sort of see, if we come around here, Leo, sort of see this junction point here. That's the sort of fibres that we're trying to target and really release when we're working that fascial line out there.
Wow.
Trying to really unglue that quad from the ITB. Yeah, just staying consistent pressure, melting through those layers, going with what the client can handle, but going with what the body's giving us as well. So I didn't want him fighting me too much in the session, so we're getting feedback of if it was feeling good pain versus bad pain, and yeah, he was getting some referral pain that was wrapping into that area that he was feeling in the knee, so that's a good sign that we're connected with something that's associated to that knee pain. And sort of in my mind, I'm taking note of that, going, okay, that's marrying up with what I did with my assessment, and noticed that there was some tightness in here that I thought was contributing to that pain. So that was sort of good that it was confirming what I was thinking. And so as I'm going through the session, that's what I'm sort of explaining to you as the client, or if you're a practitioner, that's my process, is sort of explaining as things are coming up and I'm feeling them, and they're marrying up with what I was thinking was going on. So sort of conveying that to the client so they know, oh, okay, they're starting to understand it a bit more, and they're a bit more actively involved in the process that way. And now just working through that front line, and clearing out that rec fem. There's quite a lot of referral down there as well. That was coming in over that patella as well.
Feeling good, Jace.
Yeah. Haven't lost too much strength, Ninja.
No, you've got lots of strength, man. The bone
I
pressure.
feel like I'm a bit weaker now that I'm light duties. Had a couple of weeks off not training, and maybe back next week, but yeah. Good to know. Still got a little bit of strength there.
You're still strong, bro.
All right. So for video's sake, I'm going to speed up and move on. But yeah, we just continue to work all through that quad until a lot of that sensation had calmed down. We did a bit of a quick retest and found that he'd increased a lot of range through there. And then we also did a little bit more through the anterior hip. So we came up and did a little bit through the iliacus and the psoas. So we sunk in here, just because we know the relationship between hip flexors and the quad and what flow-on effect that can have down into the knee as well. Because of that limitation in hip flexion, yeah, we also wanted to target these hip flexors that could be short and tight and overworking. So we're just sinking in and then angling out towards the camera there into that hip bowl, which is, if you come in and get a nice close-up of Ninja's wrinkle count in.
Yeah, my wrinkle count.
The wrinkle count's up if we look in there.
No, it's all right. I'm good.
He's looking younger by the day. Yeah. Oh, there's a good one. So just pinning into that iliacus. Such an important muscle group, the iliacus and psoas, so quite commonly can get overlooked just because of where they go, where they sit, and people are unsure about treating through the abdomen and going through the layers and thinking, oh, there's so many organs and other tissues in there that they don't want to disrupt. But yeah, you can get so much good healing and benefit out of releasing these areas, not just for knee pain or hip pain, but yeah, lower back pain and even just postural dysfunctions that present in the body. So quite a lot of our treatments are centered around releasing through the hip flexors and through the front side of the pelvis here. As if you're new to our channel or if you've previously seen a lot of our videos, yeah, we are quite centered around releasing a lot of muscles that are attached around this pelvic junction area because it is such an integral part of a lot of pain and dysfunction in the body. But if you are new to our channel, make sure you like and subscribe. We post constant videos of different pain and dysfunction, or we have some podcast series that Ninja and Das have chats about just general health and life and how you can become a healthier human. And we also do some exercise and strength and rehab. So yeah, make sure you jump on, like and subscribe. Comment if there's any particular dysfunctions you want us to present on. We can help you out. So just working through that whole iliacus. All right, and we're going to come around and do a quick little psoas treatment as well.
Oh.
Yeah, Ninja's getting the full works
Bonus.
today. So just lower the towel so you can see the abadabbas. He's had a quick shave for us
I did.
today. Yeah. So we'll slowly sink in as Ninja deep breath in. And out.
The wool was growing.
Wool was growing. You're a bit woolly last week, Ninja.
I was 70s.
He's cut back. Must have known it was a filming day.
Yeah. I did it for the Sunday.
Yeah. We all know you did it for the camera, Ninja.
Yeah, the camera's out. Darcy taught me. Blame
Darcy
him.
taught ya?
Yeah.
What, shave your abs?
Shave your abs before you
What's it make you look better, does it? Or just
Yeah, I suppose it was giving me a couple of, like a centimetre of extra
coverage?
thickness. Yeah, so you look a little bit skinnier. when
You
do that, but-
were thinking you were looking good the other day, Ninja. Remember? There was a video
Oh, yeah,
that popped
I
up
thought it
and
was Jace.
Ninja goes, oh, you're looking good, Jace. And then he goes, oh, it's actually me on the table. So he gave himself a little pat on the back and self-congratulator.
I thought my abs were well and truly covered. I'm fat.
No, they're there,
still
Ninja.
there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just working through that whole hip flexor region. Then we're going to move down to our last little spot. So yeah, the last one we worked was through this, actually working on the patella tendon there. So yeah, a lot of practitioners don't actually go to treating the patella tendon, but it's an area that can elicit a lot of relief for clients, particularly if they are feeling pain in this area. So yeah, the tendon doesn't have the same elasticity as muscle fibers do. So we want to make sure that we actually get into that and create some good blood flow into that area because, again, connective tissue doesn't have the same blood flow as muscle fibers, so they don't heal as fast. So that's why we want to sink in and connect with that tendon. And it can be a really painful, sharp sort of sensation, so we do get feedback. How's it feeling in there, Ninja? Is it a good sensation?
Yep,
Is it
feels
more if
therapeutic.
I angle out to the lateral side, which for my particular client yesterday, it was more on the outside of that patella tendon. So we're just sinking in, starting off quite light, and then just sort of building into that pressure.
The subtle angle changes is good.
Subtle, yeah. So
Yeah,
there's a
just
difference
feel-
from my thumb angling that way to angling straight down to I can sort of move my body and angle up under the patella even.
Yeah.
And then some people who have pain here, it actually might shoot back up into the quad or up into the hip. So getting feedback of if they're getting those sensations.
So we kind of want to get the most therapeutic sensation for that person, and,
Yeah.
or it might be a few different angles.
Yeah, so you can sort of work around more into the medial side. Again, I'm a bit more on top, and then I might actually start to work it down. So rather than just angling up, I can do a little scoop. So with my body moving, sort of clearing it away. And I'm sort of more down at the lower end of that patellar tendon now, seeing what's down there. But no, we're just constantly doing these little changes. So you're not doing like big flowing strokes like this through it, because that can sometimes make it feel a little bit more tender because you sort of irritate it. Where if you're doing slow and controlled and just sinking in and maintaining a constant pressure, that's where you sort of get that desensitization feeling and that decrease in pain sensation there. Because you're not causing more trauma by flushing through it with really hard and fast strokes. Gives it time to pick up on those sensations and go, okay, it's not a threat, and the body can actually accept it. And we can sink out, might change thumbs just for a different angle. Again, getting feedback. What we can also do sometimes, we can sort of bend the knee. If there's certain positions that the client feels the pain more in, we can sort of try and put them in that posture. And then we can go, okay, does it feel a bit different when you're up there to when the knee was straight? We can really flex it up so that they're sort of able to relax there in this position here. See what it feels like there. So just constantly moving around to try and find what hits their pain the most. And that's the thing, we want to make sure that we're connecting with the pain. We don't want them leaving thinking, oh, they didn't really wish they had treated that spot. So that's where we're also getting feedback. Is that it, Ninja? Do you feel it there? Is it more if I go here? Or getting some direction of, is it more if I go out that way? So yeah, we sort of put your ego aside. Yes, you want to go with what you're feeling, but you want to make sure they're feeling where they want to get treated as well, and what they know their body needs. So yeah, you don't want to have in your head that, oh, okay, I'm in the right spot, and you're working it, and then get to the end of the session and go, oh, how's it feeling? Oh, no, it was actually more here. That's the worst thing you can do. So that's where it's important to ask, is that it? Are you feeling it there? Is it more if I go here? So get that feedback.
It's kind of, I reckon a lot of people just know by watching this that this technique will help that spot in their body
because it's so slow and thorough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just need a hand.
A lot of massage videos out there, it's that fast, flowy.
Yeah, there's no tailoring.
Remedial style or relaxation style.
Nah, it's not detailed.
Yeah.
When you've got specific spots, you need that specific spot engaged with and worked in a manner that's going to clear it. So that's what it's about.
Especially when our videos are a sped up version for our treatment. So if it's real, we spend an even longer and more detailed on it. So
yeah.
This is a far sped up version so that you can obviously get an idea of what the treatment is, but yeah, you don't want to be watching an hour treatment. Well, you might.
Yeah, some people might, yeah.
Some people do.
Hey, we watch all sorts of things for lawn mowing videos.
If it's the right thing, yeah, mowing your lawn.
Renovations and clearing out hoarders' houses and stuff. Yeah. They're all kind of cathartic, isn't it? You're kind of seeing the change.
Yeah.
So people like watching treatment videos, yoga videos, whatever it might be.
Especially with Ninja in them.
Yeah.
Ninja's got all his fan club.
Yeah.
They love seeing what undies he's going to represent the next week.
Fun undies. Send me undies if you want, guys.
Recommendations, what undies you want Ninja to have. Anyway, that might be about it for today. So yeah, if you're struggling with any sort of patellar tendonitis or you're a junior athlete and struggling with pain throughout your body, yeah, deep tissue treatment can be the thing that resolves your pain. So yeah, if you're around, book in, get an appointment from one of our practitioners, or have a look if there's a practitioner near you. Thanks guys, see ya.
Done.